Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, it's lights out time for foxes. Roy Lupton tries out the new tack light torch, which goes from green to amber to red, and he even tries infrared. Simon Barr has got a pigeon problem. Well, that's okay. He's also got Realtree UK Pro Staff to sort it out. First, staying with a feathery Fieldsports Britain this week, the wildfowl season started on the 1st of September across the UK. George Digweed is teaching his ducks how to fly. Despite the glorious September sunshine, George Digweed is armed with an umbrella. Is it a parasol to protect his delicate complexion? Nope, it's an essential part of this morning's fitness training. Mr. Motivator is here with a band of helpers to get his birds on the wing. Like reared game birds all over the country, if they've wanted for nothing, they'll soon become lazy, losing fitness, and they won't be bothered to fly. Now, non-shooters may be appalled, but for George it's straightforward. He wants these ducks to fly, and fly well, making them a sporting bird but also giving them a sporting chance.
We're making these ducks as wild as possible so that they've got every chance. Once they start shooting, if they want to go, they can go. Because we train our ducks to fly, we shoot a far less percentage of the ducks than we would do if we didn't train them to fly. I mean, you know, a lot of people that don't fly their ducks but shoot them very low and in an unsporting-like manner probably shoot 70 or 80% of the duck. For me, it's not about that. It's about the sport. It's about the fact that you know, we want to shoot high ducks. We want to shoot sporting birds, and if they, you know, by making them wild and making them want to fly, if they want to then leave of their own accord, they can. That's my loss.
George has been flying these ducks for 10 days now, building up their stamina over that time. As with truly wild birds, some will be stronger than others, giving all abilities a chance at a shot on the day.
And we build up from getting them off the pond and then doing a circuit, 2 or 3 circuits perhaps of the pond, and then letting them straight back in, to keeping them up for 5 minutes. And then today, you know, we hopefully will be keeping these ducks up for 5 or 10 minutes so that they're now fitter and fitter and fitter. And you'll see the fitness level of the ducks, because the weaker ducks are still doing a couple of circuits and then coming back into the pond. The slightly more fit ducks will stay up no problem for 5 minutes, and the really fit ducks will be 200 yards up in the sky, which is, you know, completely out of the range of a shotgun.
The second important part of this exercise is timing.
A duck predominantly would like to fly first thing in the morning or last thing at night, hence the reason for morning flights and evening flights. But a day's shooting takes place in the middle of the day. So if a duck is not used to flying in the daylight as well as morning or darkness, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be very embarrassing to turn up on a driven day and turn up there with the duck not taking off at all.
George is happy with the duck's fitness and fully expects that a number of these birds will live to flight many days. However, making fat ducks fit is not George's only job. Predator control is another vital part of getting his shoot days right.
You know, we have to tonight get out and have a look at the foxes in this area specifically, because, you know, if we don't, you know, when the duck are coming back to the pond, they'll be on top of them. So, you know, it's not just coming here today, flying ducks, teaching the ducks to fly. You know, we've then got to go out tonight and get on top of them.
These are the sorts of results George got that night on the foxes, and this film will be part of a DVD we're currently putting together with George. We move on to a second pond and en route enjoy a different sort of flying display. Again, George directs the troops to ensure the birds stay in the air. The birds do look fit and healthy, and they put on a tremendous display. As with any shoot, you only get out what you put in. Now from ducks that won't fly to another sedentary bird, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Britain News. And we start this week with a scoop. Prime Minister David Cameron has at last shown his support for field sports. While on holiday in Cornwall, Mr Cameron and his family were walking on the Cornish cliffs when they spotted a ferreter at work. They went over to have a look.
His wife came down with his entourage. He obviously introduced himself, said, "What are you doing?"
They were good as gold, really nice.
Simon Barr from Realtree Pro Staff will be reliving the Prime Ministerial experience and goes ferreting with Scott and Richard in a future programme. The Badger Trust has lost its Court of Appeal challenge to government proposals to kill thousands of wild badgers. It clears the way for the start of culls in parts of Gloucestershire and Somerset. The pilot culls could begin within weeks if official licences are issued. The government says action is needed to help combat cattle TB, which costs the UK more than £100 million per year. Meanwhile, the media battle continues with Brian May interviewed on TV by Rod Liddell, who lost his job at the BBC because of his anti-Countryside Alliance bias.
I will be advocating totally peaceful resistance to this, but resist we must, because it won't stop at badgers. They'll be killing everything. You know, they've already started talking about killing other wild animals.
Our largest carnivore and a beautiful animal.
Trail cams in India have been used to spot a man-eater. This is NHT 222, also known as the man-eater of Nagara Hole in southern India. Park officials used trail cams to work out from its pattern of stripes which tiger had killed first livestock, and then at the end of August a woman working in fields. It was this young male, which they've now tranquilised and sent to Mysore Zoo. And finally, the Countryside Alliance's Game to Eat promotional campaign has signed up TV cookery presenter Greg Wallace. Greg only tried game for the first time in 1990 when he dined at Rule's restaurant in London, famous for game, and opted for a pheasant dish. He's now a convert and eats it regularly throughout the season. Recipes are available at gametoeat.co.uk. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Britain news. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Now something to light up your life. Not so good for the life of a fox, however. Roy Lupton's got his hands on a new torch. Lamping foxes is an art, and everyone has their own way of doing it. There are the calls, the transport, the shooting rest, and of course your lamp, strength of beam, colour, and the way you throw it around the place. Well, tonight fox shooting fan Roy Lupton is trying a new lamping system that's on the market. The Nightmaster 800 is designed to make life that little bit easier, especially for the lone foxer, delivering a strong beam from a tiny unit that can be handheld or attached to your scope.
The good thing about these torches is that not only are they obviously very small, ergonomic and easy to use, but they also come with different coloured LEDs. So just for ease of use to show you with the camera, we've got a few different torches set up with the different colours. So with this one, this is obviously set up just to mount on top of the rifle, and this is a white light. If we've got an area where we're going out and the foxes are reasonably easy, not overly lamp shy, then we'll go straight in with the white light and see what we can do. This one's an amber light, so just to show you the difference. And then we've also got a red and a green. So we've got the red light there, and then we've got the green light. Obviously the one thing I can't show in here is that these units can be used as an IR illuminator for night vision, and again it gives you exactly the same beam, so we should get out to about 800 yards with one of these little tack light torches.
So no filters, just a change of LED gives you the colour of choice, and the manufacturers say that their small rechargeable battery is suitable for a 4 to 5 hour lamping session. All looks pretty promising. We're also going to play with a Nightmaster infrared unit this evening, and we'll have a very cute digital night vision prototype on Roy's rifle to show it off to its best. Anyway, in order to get a Charlie's perspective, Roy is going to throw the beams from the Nightmaster and a conventional lamp onto a very accommodating fox 120 yards away across a field.
We'll start off with the white light. And obviously, yeah, we've got, a fantastic result there. You can see the eye shining through, and if you were looking through your binoculars or a scope, then that would obviously be illuminating the target really well. Then we've got the red LED in this torch, and again, fantastic illumination. There's no mistaking. You've got the eye reflection there, the eye shine. We've got the green LED in here. Not quite as strong, but obviously, if you've got a tricky customer, tricky fox, then that could work quite well. really good illumination from the amber. So the green not quite as strong on the illumination by the looks of it.
Right, time to throw some light on some real foxes, and our first customer is in the second field Andy takes us to. The white light gives Roy plenty of scope for a shot.
We've opened the account for the night, so young dog fox of the year. So for me that was superb, because we spotted the fox out in the field. He then bolted back into the wood, and then we had the white light on it, did a little bit of squeaking on the hand, and he just crept out. And again, he was fully illuminated, and he actually sat down, just had a look at us, and I managed to squeeze the shot off. So yeah, just thoroughly impressed with that so far.
A great start, but then we have a barren hour and a half, which means time for a refuel at a little place Andy knows, and we didn't even need to book ahead. With the blood sugar levels restored, Roy keeps working the Nightmaster with the red LED. A slight change in technique brings a young dog fox in close.
With the silver fox whistle, that can be a little bit harsh, I'm finding, for early cubs and just after the harvest, but it works very well later on in the year. With the young cubs, it's worth just toning it down a little bit and trying a few different squeaks, and yeah, Andy did a fantastic job there with the polystyrene in the glass, and he came in a beautiful place, really, really well.
Roy now swaps to the other unit he has on test, the Nightmaster 800 IR.
What we've got now is we've got the infrared unit fitted to the rifle, and we're going to just put an IR illuminator, obviously within the tack light, on top, and that should give us the perfect combination for getting fox number 3 for this evening, hopefully, so long as we can find another one. And we're going to try and film through the actual scope unit and see what results we can get with that. So, right, let's give that a go and see what we can do.
With this unit we have no idea if this fox we're calling is lamb shy or not, because it doesn't matter. A camera attached to the night vision unit picks it up, and Roy takes his third fox of the night.
We finally came across this lad working along the bottom of the hedgerow here. We had to move into within about 200 yards, and luckily we made a count for him, and that was number 3 for the night. So yeah, very, very impressed with the lights. All of the colour modes work really well, and the infrared illuminator is spot on as well. So yeah, fantastic bit of kit, and I think it's a must-have for anybody that's heavily into their foxing.
Prices for the Nightmaster 800 start from £119.95, and if you want to find out more, visit www.nightmaster.co.uk. Now, Realtree UK Pro staffer Simon Barr is out after pigeons.
For me, one of the joys of field sports is that they are sociable, and today it's a family affair.
One of the lovely things about pigeon shooting is you can do it en masse. Today we're going to have 3 hides set up. I'm actually going to have in the hides my cousin's husband, my best friend and my wife, so it's a complete family affair today. The other thing is we're shooting on my uncle's farm. He wants to see if we can put a big dent into the pigeons before he starts drilling the fields. So if everything goes well, we can help him out today as well.
Uncle Rob appears right on cue.
Uncle Rob, thank you very much for letting us come to shoot today. Why is it so important that we control the pigeons at this time of year?
Well, because the pigeons eat all the seed that we sow.
When are you starting to drill?
Already have.
You have, so it's a key time of year to keep the pigeons down.
Absolutely.
Okay, well we'll try and do a good job for you today.
And it's also reducing the numbers that breed next year.
Which is very important.
Yeah, so that they don't eat crops in the spring.
Excellent.
Sage words from Uncle Rob, though I feel like I'm 10 years old again as he lays down the law.
Okay, hang on.
Under my regime of no-till, it is absolutely forbidden to set foot on or wheels on my fields because of the compaction.
Well, we'll make sure we stick to the headlands.
Right.
I promise.
You better.
With clear instruction on what to do, we study the flight lines for a while and then, of course, stick to the headlands in fear of a proper grumpy farmer ticking off. I was here a couple of weeks ago and this spot had been pretty fruitful with a constant passage of quality birds. There are certainly 1 or 2 crows about. What is different today is the wind. I'm hoping my puffed up pigeon decoys will do the trick.
These things are called silo socks and were a game fair special a couple of years ago. As you can see, they pack completely flat, and then when the wind gets them, to demonstrate it, it sort of bellows out and fills the body out. So they're pretty handy for storage. The other thing is that they've got enough white on them. I'm no expert on these things, but I think pigeons see white and in ultraviolet light. So they stand out pretty significantly when the pigeons are flying over. And as you can see now, when the wind gets them, they completely fill out and they sort of move on the wind. So they look pretty realistic because they're actually bobbing about. They're not just static like plastic decoys. I quite like them. I think they're pretty handy.
As I continue building my pattern, Selena and Gary are already up and running. I have the feeling that they're going to be the ones to beat today, but it's certainly not about big bags. This farm is a special place for me where I clocked up many of my field sports firsts as a boy.
I always really enjoy coming back here. It's where I spent a lot of my childhood. It's where I shot my first pigeon, my first rabbit, my first fox, you know, as I developed as a shooter and got into shotgunning and then got into rifles. So there's a lot of nostalgia here when I come back to shoot, and I really, really enjoy it.
I don't suppose there are many marriages where the common ground is both guns and game shooting, but Selena and I are both hugely passionate about our sport. We even had a 250 bird shoot on the morning of our wedding. From experience, for marital harmony, the one thing that needs to be avoided is shooting in the same pigeon hide, which is why Selena is a good 400 metres away.
Simon and I are extremely competitive when it comes to our sport. So I've been listening to him bang away across the field there. So I might have to steal some of Gary's birds and make out they've been mine, because I think at the moment he might be winning by a whisker.
With the stakes now high, I managed to get some birds on the floor, but they're pretty rangy. I can also keep tabs on what's going on in the other hides, not that I'm competitive.
Quite a slow afternoon. Ooh. Hopefully he'll go over to Gary and Selena. It's a challenging afternoon. It's quite windy, but I'm loving it. It's so nice to be out with your friends, really having a great day. What's nice is I can see both of the other hides and see what they're getting up to. Oh, Wookie's just had a shot. Oh, he's going to shoot it. No, no, it's coming back this way. No, it's flared away. No, but it's a great afternoon, regardless of the bag size, and it isn't always about the bag. It is nice to get a good bag, but they're actually starting to turn back on again now, so perhaps we'll get a few more coming into the pattern. The flight line's been over my head, so everything that's been coming over sees my pattern, slows, dips, and then flies over to the other two patterns. So if they haven't shot some birds, they've got something to answer for.
The rainbows are a wonderful backdrop as we tidy up. I even have what is becoming a bit of a trademark, a token crow. We've probably had about 50 pigeons between us. Not massive, but great fun, and 50 fewer for Uncle Rob when the next phase in the farming cycle starts.
Come on, Slow Coach, we've been here for ages. Archie's picked all our birds.
Okay, well, that's my pile. How big's yours?
I'd say double that at least.
That's impossible. I didn't hear enough shots this afternoon for that.
Well, Archie can vouch for me.
Well, we'll see in a minute. We'll see in a minute. It's been a good afternoon. The birds haven't properly committed, and it's been a little bit of a shame, but we've had an excellent time. For me, it's been all about some long-range practice. He's worked well this afternoon. I think she's worked quite well, and it's been a great day.
A healthy marriage thrives on trust, but I need to find out how many birds Selena is hiding in her Great Wall Steed.
Right, I'm going to check this bag that's double the size of mine. Double, yeah, right.
If you've enjoyed this film, why not check out Team Wild TV and see what my hunting buddy Ian Harford has been up to.
From the world of pigeons to the universe that is field sports across the globe, it's Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting, shooting and fishing videos that YouTube has to offer. Let's start overseas. This is an Icelandic film about fishing for one in the air. Sorry, the warp and weft of Icelandic humour is often lost on me. It's actually about seagull shooting, which looks like wildfowling, except those Icelandic folk must be a lot hungrier than the rest of us. There are lots of desperate, angry animals charging people on YouTube. This one was taken up and used as a promo for French hunting channel Saisons. Appalling gun safety, but quite quite a spectacular shot. Fans of behind-the-scenes stuff will lap up how the new Satori 725 commercial was filmed by Browning Videos. I guess they got through a few pheasants. Of course, all Fieldsports Channel films are made with the same production values and a large staff. Bow fishing is a stretch for the British imagination, but if you ever wondered how to do it, here are some Americans to show you. The Leatherwood guys, that's 2 cameramen and 4 shooters, take their recurve bows to Mahoning Creek, Pennsylvania in search of carp, sucker and catfish. One thing YouTube does well is how-to films, and you don't get more how-to in the world of fishing than fly tying. Davey McPhail's channel is a good one. Here he is tying a teal, blue and silver on a size 12 Kamasan B175 hook. Obviously. Much is made of the new 30 caliber guns. We reviewed one in Fieldsports Britain last week. Now Country Pursuits TV is pitting a John Bowkett designed 303 against a 177 Daystate Mark IV IS in a ratting contest. Malk is joined by junior HFT superstar and winner of the RSN 10 Memorial Cup 2012 Alex Honeywell. Watch the film to see which gun they prefer. Tweeds and Pheasants is off shooting pigeons on a field of wheat in the mini heatwave that hit parts of the UK at the start of September. The day starts slowly as it's far too hot, but as the weather cools down, the shooting warms up. Duck shooting in Essex does what it says on the tin. Guy Baxendale is out for an early season bird and films the event using a Drift HD headcam. Many wildfowlers don't believe they have achieved much unless they leave their fingers on the marsh, but this is a beautiful way to start and end a day. You can click on any of these films to watch them. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, if you enjoyed that, you'll love the shooting show. In this week's episode, Orion Hunting Tours guide Nick Latest joins guide Tommy Hines as he takes 2 English hunters out to an island on one of Southern Ireland's many lochs for a feral goat stalk. The Englishmen eventually get their chance with a pair of billies. Nick follows up the story at the Irish Game Fair at Birr Castle, where he catches up with taxidermist Kurt Ecker. The shooting show also features news, including a look forward to the Midland Game Fair, a Scottish boar warning, and a shooting magazine that's raised more than £10,000 for charity. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the link on the screen to watch the show. Well, we are back next week, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, which is somewhere on the outside of the screen there. Or go to our shows page on YouTube, which is www.youtube.com/show/Fieldsports Britain, where you can subscribe just to this show and not all of the other output we do. Or go to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, and you can scroll down to the bottom, pop your email address into the constant contact form just there, or click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, and you'll get news of our programme, which is out every Wednesday at 7 o'clock UK time. This has been Fieldsports Britain.